Introducing a new old project to the channel. This is my 1982 MSE Trans Am, known as a Meckham Racing Edition Trans Am, made by Dennis Meckham in Arizona. For those that don't know, these cars were made to commemorate the 1982 SCCA Trans Am Championship. That is the only year Pontiac actually won it with a Trans Am that it was named after. The original 305 in this car was long gone, so I made do with what I had. A few weeks into buying it, I broke the transmission. It was a Turbo 200C. So I ended up doing what Pontiac guys do best. Pontiac swapping it with a nice little 301 Turbo 350 combo with like a 2000 stall converter. I didn't really get to drive this thing much because the paperwork for registration was a nightmare with multiple owners. So I decided to send it off into storage, and it bounced around different storage places for a number of years until today. December 19th, 2025, I finally got this thing out of storage. And now we're gonna take a journey to see how long it'll take to get this thing to start. It did run with a park, honestly it did. So it should be pretty easy, but let's go over a few things. My plan is to make this thing a good, balanced performer, keep track of the costs involved in making it do decent drag strip passes, and maybe some autocross or road racing stuff. Okay, so we're going to take a look and address a few things. Mainly this fuel line, I did replace it, but it needs hose clamps, so it's missing hose clamps. That way we can get fuel to the carburetor. And then battery, just pulled one out of my race car for testing. Try to get this running at the storage unit, but when I went to go turn the key, it was dead. So I think rodents or animals maybe got to the wiring down there. So maybe at the same time we'll do an oil change on this thing. But yeah, wish me luck, let's go. Of course, I'd like to update all the fuel lines to AN fittings and nice clean stuff like my other vehicles, but it's just not in the budget for this car. Okay, just for giggles, I want to make sure that the motor is free. So I'm going to try to spin it right now by hand. Okay, well that's great news. Nice free low compression 301, easy to spin like butter, perfect. Next thing I want to do is just check the battery voltage. I left this battery from my race car in here overnight, but I just want to make sure there's no discharge because that might explain why it's not turning over. As you can see, 12.98 volts, that's excellent. Okay, next thing we're going to do is take off the starter. I want to check the wiring, see if rodents got to it. Okay, since I'm suspicious of the starter and some of the wiring, I don't want to take up time to go to the auto parts store to bench test the starter. We've rigged just a set of jumper cables to the battery. The ground side that usually you would use on the other battery would go to the casing on the starter for a good ground. And then the positive side of the terminal goes to the big lug where all your accessories would normally go. And all we're trying to do is to jump the starter, make sure it works. we're gonna go from the big lug to this small S terminal. You can see it says S on there. And we're just gonna use a little screwdriver. Use a screwdriver that you don't care about. That way it'll eventually fry it, the tips will get black. So here goes nothing. We're gonna bench test the starter to make sure the starter's not the problem. So it seems to work, but then it stops, which is interesting. Okay, so that's a good sign, but we're going to clean up the terminals because it's not making good contact. This thing was sitting out on a field, so just to clean the terminals, use a standard battery cleaning tool. You're not going to use this side, but you're going to use this side to just wire off all the crap that you see on here. So I want to clean the terminal ends down by where the starter is in the harness of the car. So I'm just going to use my drill and brush to just kind of clean the terminals. That way when we reinstall the starter, we know the terminals are making contact. Okay, just put the starter back after cleaning it. I think it was just stuck, but I'm gonna try the key and see if it'll at least turns. I don't think it'll fire up and run, but hopefully it'll turn. Oh, be nice if I connected the battery. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, whoa. It fired up and ran. Holy crap. No way it's running. I wasn't expecting that. I put fuel in it yesterday and it looks like it's running off of that. Unbelievable. Okay, I'm not going to let this thing run too long because it's got oil in there from like 3 or 4 years ago when I first put it in storage. So that's the next thing on the to-do list. I can't believe that we got it fired up. That's crazy. Now, since we got it fired up and running, did the oil change right now. It's time to clean up this mess of cobwebs and dust and all that. I'm gonna be honest with you, I could vacuum this and all that, but it's just not the same as using a hose and water. And at the same time, I could make sure the radiator is okay. So we're gonna clean it. Well, it didn't clean up too horribly. Let's try to help it dry by firing it up. Sounds like it has a valve train knock, so I might need to pop the valve covers eventually, but I don't really care about this motor. I have 2 spare motors, so we'll see. Not too shabby for a couple hours worth of work, and this truly was a Ran1 Park project, so I'm glad to have it back. I'm super happy. Also cleaned up a little bit of the outside too. Well, I couldn't be happier. Day 1 getting this thing fired up, a little bit of cleanup, and then more to come. I want to keep this project car true to its heritage, being that it's a rare MSE Motorsports Edition meant to commemorate SECA Trans Am racing. I want to do handling with it, some autocross, maybe a little bit of road racing here and there. And then I want to see how it performs at the drag strip. I already test fit some drag radials on it a long time ago, and they fit, so I'd like to do some drag racing locally. But then I want to see how cheaply I can get it done. It's a nice little car. I'd like to get it to where it's daily drivable. I want to be able to, you know, maybe hit a 14-second pass with it, a 13-second pass, 12-second pass, and we'll see what it takes and how much it costs. So as of right now, the total cost for performance parts on this car is $780. That includes the price of the car, the price of the 301 and the Turbo 350, which I did get from another project and was essentially free, the motor mounts to swap it, and the exhaust tubes and glass packs. Plus, I'm subtracting the original cost of the 305 and the transmission, which I did sell. Now, here's what I'm considering non-performance related parts. And yes, I'm considering the MSD Digital 6 ignition non-performance because I could unplug it and put my HEI right on there and it'll run fine. It really doesn't gain you much power, just more reliability. So I'm keeping it here. I bought a Champion radiator for it because the old one was crusty and stuck. Electric fan, the Corvette wheels, and those ugly triangular aluminum wheels, which I did sell to make up some of the cost. So now for the fun stuff. Let's start planning upgrades. Please let me know in the comments what you think I can upgrade this car with easiest and most cheaply. I don't mind maybe doing a turbo kit for it, a nitrous kit, maybe a different rear end. I do have another rear end for this car with 411 gears. Nothing's out of the question. Comment below. I have some parts in the garage ready for it. We'll see. I really appreciate your support for this channel. Please tell me what you think and follow along. Thanks.